Hey there guys, Beardid is back, and today we are looking at the top 10 list, my top 10 list of 1OK rock songs that I've actually heard and reacted to. This is based on the live performance that I reacted to, or the performance that I reacted to in general. So if it's a studio version that I reacted to, that's what this is based on. If it's a live version I reacted to, that's what this is based on. It's the enjoyment I got out of the video I watched and listened to. So with that out of the way, I figure we just jump right in. Let's go. Coming in at number 10 is Etc. And the reason for this is a simple one. When I first watched it and listened to the performance, I was blown away. I was hit with a wave of emotion that I haven't felt in a while from a song. It made me feel not bad for him, but not just bad for him, but bad sort of for the past things that have happened to him, and it reminded me of pain I went through that was of a similar sort. And if a song manages to sort of get that pain from you and make you sort of recall those emotions, and you then have that resonance with the song, I feel like it's done well. And the fact that this song is one of their older ones, I believe I was told it was written when he was 19, um, it's just incredible to me. And this song just hit me in the feels. It made me feel all this sort of emotion. And I didn't just feel bad for him, like I said, I felt bad for everything. I mean, we've all been in that place that he's singing about, that emotional state where you don't know what to do. But yeah, that's my reason for it being top 10. On to number 9. Coming in at number 9 is Jibun Rock. This song, when I first heard that bass kick in the beginning, I knew it was something special. I sort of listened to it, and again on my playlist, it's right near the top where it just constantly, whenever I hear it, I'm like, yes, let's do this, because it always reminds me of the performance I watched. And again, this top 10 list is based on the performances I watched and how much I enjoyed those performances and the songs in them. For this one, it just reminded me of how fun it is to watch them and how fun it is to listen to them and how much fun they have on stage. Because I believe it was in this performance Taka actually messes up, and he sort of missed a note, or he sort of forgot the words, and the others sort of just laughed it off and continued playing, and Taka realized he's fucked up, and he started laughing, and he sort of grabs onto Toru and he's like, I fucked up, and they continue singing and they continue onwards. It just shows that sort of fun attitude they have, and it brings you into the fold. It makes you sort of feel like you're part of it. You're experiencing that fun with them, and it's really, really great. So it's a really simple reason, but that is the reason that Jibun Rock, as well as being an awesome song, it was an awesome performance, and that is why it's at number 9. On to number 8. Coming in at number 8 is Liar. This song is, I believe, the third song I reacted to, if we're including Onion in the AMV. And honestly, this is the song that just locked in for me how good this band was. Because listening to them, and it started off quite slow, and I was like, I don't know how to feel about this, but as you'll hear in a minute, that immediately drew me in. It's just he starts to screaming, "Hey liar, hey liar!" And I started listening to the lyrics. I was like, "What's this about? What are their songs about?" And I realized a lot of their songs, a majority of their songs, have some meaning behind it. And I know almost all songs created have a meaning behind it, but these ones that you could sort of read into it and you can tell a story from their lyrics. Whereas a lot of other songs about sex, cash, and fucking money. But with these guys, you could tell a story by it, and with Liar, it's one of the first songs I actually sort of looked into, and I was like, there's a story here, what is it? And then I unfolded it in my mind, and yeah, I love it when you can do that with a song, and Liar is just one of those songs where it sounds fucking awesome and badass, and you can tell the sort of anger and frustration in him when he starts singing this again, and it's great. But yeah, that's why it's number 8 for me. It's really, again, a simple reason, but when I heard this performance, and this isn't a live performance either, this was just the MV, the music video for it. So yeah, that's why it's number 8. Now, going on to number 7. Coming in at number 7 is Ending Story. Why, you might ask? Honestly, I don't have a very good reason for it. With the others, I have a valid reason. Both the others so far, I have a valid reason, I think. But with this one, it's just one of those songs, when I hear it, I can't help but smile. Um, when listening to it, when it comes on, and you hear this, you hear the sort of just random, just because it starts off with just whispers, and then it just goes into that scream, and then the beat kicks in, and you hear the instrumental going off. You're like, oh shit, okay, let's go, and then it breaks down back to what it is now, where it's just calm. And just the melody and the voice and everything about this song just fits so well to me, and I feel like it's so pleasing to the ear. I love it, and I just don't have any other reason beyond that, and that is why it's number 7. It just sounds great to me. On to number 6. Coming in at number 6 is, and I'm gonna have to read this one because I keep forgetting how it's pronounced, Koi no aibou, kokoro no cupid. This song is the hypest of hype. This song is so good. When it kicks in and you hear those sort of fans just shouting like, yeah, 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 and just chanting along with them, and then Taka comes in and starts basically rapping really fast. I'm just like, okay, okay, I'm ready, I'm going, I'm going, I'm going, and it just keeps you upbeat. And I believe I said in the video that the beat of a song and the pace of a song can connote more than just how fast it's going. It can connote emotion or that kind of thing. And I love the sort of use of it here. And I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but I feel like it was. And I believe this is the video, when I heard it, I immediately just said I need to make a top 10 list, and I knew this song was going to be on it. Because I feel like it's so good. It keeps you hyped. Again, this is based on my view and how I viewed the video and that reaction to the video I watched. In this video, he just stops, and the whole band just stops just after, I believe, Toru finishes like a guitar solo. It just stops, and he goes, "All right, let's go." And that part was so fucking, I hate using this word, but it was lit as fuck. Like, it was so fucking good. He just stopped, and then everything went silent, and then he kicked it back in, and it went straight back to the chorus. It was fantastic. It was one of the hypest things I've seen in a performance. This is one of their, to me, best performances live. One of them. It was so good and so compelling that I couldn't take my eyes off it. I loved every single second of it, and I didn't think it was going to be a fast-paced song. I thought this was going to be a slow-paced song, but it happily surprised me, and I'm glad it did, and that is why it's in the number 6 spot. Moving on to number 5. Number 5 is We Are. And for this one, I'm doing, and I reacted to it twice, if you remember. The first was me by myself reacting to the video. I believe it was the video. And the second was reacting with my friend Harry to the 18th Festival version, the 18th Fest version. And a lot of you didn't like the 18 Fez version reaction because it felt like I was confined and sort of constricted and awkward with my friend here. And I have to admit, it was. It was a little weird, but as I didn't know how he react to it. And you're right, I wasn't myself in that video. But that 18 Fez version, I went back and I just watched it again later on. And don't get me wrong, during that video, it hit me. The emotion he put into it, and the emotion from the crowd and the bands coming in, was just amazing. Is the only word that comes to mind. I was trying to find another, but amazing is the only word that comes to mind. And the meaning behind the song, and songs can have different meanings to everyone, but to me the meaning behind this song is to be yourself. And I think it's actually kind of funny that in my reaction to the live version of it, I wasn't myself in that video. And it just felt a bit contradictory to me, and the song itself just stuck because of that reason, and I love it, and the meaning of it is just too much to not have in your top 10 list, especially when it sounds this good. And it is a ridiculously good song. It is one of my favorites from them, hence being in the top 5. But yeah, the meaning behind it of being yourself, don't let anyone change you, do not change your color, do not blend in with everyone else, be who you are. It's a good lesson, and I need all of you to take it. Going on to number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Kanzen Kankaku Dreamer. This song, when it starts off, instantly reminded me of an anime opening or something along those lines. It was phenomenal. And the crowd's reaction to it, I'm sure you can hear in the background, the crowd's reaction to it was nuts. It was fucking crazy. And then during the performance, he sort of actually runs out and he just runs through the crowd and sort of actually just jumps on a podium in the middle of them, and he just continues performing. And it's just performances like this that make me love One Ok Rock, because they know how to have fun, they know how to have a good time, and they know how to make some great fucking music whilst doing it. And it's just, this performance itself always brings a smile to my face, because I do go back sometimes, I do watch these videos and sort of think that was a really good time. I enjoyed watching that video, it was great. And the way he sort of, you heard it there, the way he brings the crowd in to sing, and they know it's like perfectly cued. There was sort of that weird sort of, I keep saying sort of, don't I? There was that weird connection between him and the crowd where they just know what to do. And this chorus, tell me that you're not hyped whenever you hear it. Tell me that you're not happy when this song comes on and it kicks in. That to me is why it's number 4. Going on to number 3. Coming in at number 3 is Taking Off. When I first reacted to this, and this was the like an official video or something like that, it wasn't live. When I first reacted to this song, it had a different meaning to me than what I think it had for when the band wrote it. Because at this point in time, I believe it was like the 5th song I reacted to, but it was the first song from their newer stuff, the first song from their newer albums. And I had heard at this point a lot of different stuff, like people saying their new stuff is awful, some saying, no, they're fine, it's different, but it's good, which I agree with. This is different from their old stuff, but it's great. And this song is the one thing where whenever I listen to it, I just think of the band itself taking off, because this is when I learned a lot about the band's history, about Taka and his parents, about how the band came together with sort of Ryoto, I believe the bassist name is, and Toru. Apparently they sort of recruited Taka into the band and all that kind of thing. And I learned a lot about the band whilst listening to this song. You guys put in the comments a lot of history about it, and I had learned a lot of history just beforehand, and I started talking about it. And it's really where I started talking to you guys, more importantly, about the band. And it just held that meaning for me, because it basically showed that the band was taking off. The band was going to America. They were making a name for themselves. And it sort of helped me as well, because it helped my channel almost get a jump start. It helped my channel sort of take off as well, because that's when I started talking to you guys, and I started really enjoying making YouTube videos. And yeah, it's just got a really sort of weird meaning for me that I wasn't intended for it to have, but yeah, I love it for it, and that's why it's number 3. And plus, have you heard this song? It's fucking phenomenal. Going on to number 2. Coming in at number 2 is I Was King. This song to me immediately sort of hit me, and I realized I loved it. And this is from their new album. This is from Ambitions, I believe. But more importantly to me, this is the band, One Ok Rock, acknowledging to their fans, saying, you think I was king? No, I still am king. Because if you listen to the lyrics, it says, when I was king, we had everything. And I feel like he's just saying to the fans, he's like, or saying to the people that would doubt him, people that are saying, oh no, I don't like your new music, I like your old stuff better. I feel like this is the band saying to them, saying, you're thinking when I was king, you're thinking when I was better, when we were better, when we used to do this stuff. But they need to progress, the band needs to progress, it needs to move on. And it's sort of, the MV for it even shows sort of these misfit sort of animal people taking back a kingdom and fighting and just destroying, basically, and taking over this kingdom and reclaiming it, sitting on the throne again. And there were 4 of them, and that's what led me to believe that the animals themselves were in fact the band. Sorry if I didn't explain that well, but I suck at explaining things. But to me, it just shows the band reclaiming their throne, saying, "Not when I was king, I am king. We did have everything and we will claim more, but we need to move on. We need to progress our music, because if you stand still and just continue doing the same music over and over again, you're not going to make any progress. You're not going to get anywhere in your life. You need to progress. You need to do different things. You need to move on to different and newer things." And that's what this band is doing, and I love it. I love them for it, because their new music is phenomenal. This song is made it to top 2 in my favorite list, and yeah, I feel like it's a really, really good song. I feel like it has a really good meaning to it. I don't know if that's the meaning intended by the band, but to me, that's what I got from it. And looking at the comments for the MV, a lot of people think the same thing, and sort of there's just discussions on who's their old stuff and the new stuff and all that kind of thing. But more importantly, I saw a lot of support in there for the band, and I'm glad for it. I'm glad people are providing support for their new stuff, because it is phenomenal that they have made it as far as they have, and I'm really happy for them. But yeah, enough of that. Let's get on to number 1. I'm sure you're curious. Right then, before we get into the number 1 spot, I just want to make some room for some honorable mentions. The reason there are honorable mentions is because this list itself is very frustrating and angering to make. I was super triggered because I didn't know what to put where. And basically anything from the top 10 to 2 is equal. It really is, because I love all of those songs equally. They're so good. They each have different meanings to me. Some I just love to listen to. Some actually have really deep meanings in their songs. Well, they all probably have some deep meanings in the songs, but to me they have some sort of deep meaning. And yeah, I love them. And these other 5 honorable mentions were so close to making it on the list, but sadly they couldn't, because there was just not enough room. And yes, I could have made a top 15 list, but I mean, who makes a top 15 list? Come on. Top 10s, maybe top 5s, but that's about it. So yeah, without further ado, the honorable mentions go to Mighty Long Fall, because that song is beast as fuck. Nothing Helps, because that song is just... I think it was one of the first songs I listened to where I was really just like, holy shit, I feel for this guy, and I felt pain in Tarka's voice. Heartache, because oh my god, when I listened to the studio version of that, like when they were in the studio and they did it live with sort of just acoustics, that was really, really, really cool. Remake is just phenomenal. And Juvenile. I believe that was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it was Juvenile. I was just double checking, I wasn't missing one. Juvenile was really fucking good as well. I believe that's a recent one that I actually reacted to. But yeah, those 5 honorable mentions, I was gonna say top 5, those 5 honorable mentions are well worth a look. So if you guys haven't seen them or any other song on this list so far, go watch them, go listen to them. They are so fucking good. But yeah, without further ado, on to number 1. Number 1. And I bet you're all wondering what it is. I bet you're all wondering what it is. So, without further ado, Onion. The first ever song I heard from One OK Rock is the top song I've ever heard from One OK Rock. It, to me, defines One OK Rock. It is their defining song to me. This is the song that got me into One OK Rock. This channel I started was to react to AMVs, anime things, make anime content, all these kinds of things related around anime, and then I heard this AMV, and I watched this AMV, and I heard this song, and it was phenomenal, phenomenal, and it hit me hard. And from that, I actually asked you guys, I was like, who the fuck sings this song? It's insane, who is this? And then I checked myself, and I was like, Onion by One OK Rock, I need to listen to this band. And then you guys requested it. And oh my god, am I glad you requested some of this shit. Because this song got me into One OK Rock. This song, for me, like I said, defines them. It's upbeat, it's fun, it's just full of energy, and it just makes you pumped. It gets you sort of in that feeling where like, yes, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to do anything. I can take on the fucking world right now. Because this song fills you with so much energy. I believe I put up a reaction, actually, earlier today saying, okay, yeah, you need to put this shit in a can and sell it as a drink. Like, could you imagine just open it up and the song starts playing? That's it. That's all the energy you fucking need. It's so fucking good. And that's why it's number 1. Sorry if some of you don't agree, but for me, this song's number one, and this is my top 10 list. This is all my opinion. But yeah. So guys, that's it. My top 10 list for 1OK rock songs. And these top 10 lists, this is my opinion. You guys obviously have your own opinions. You have your own top 10 lists. Maybe none of the songs on my top 10 list made it on yours, but again, that's opinions. Not really much to say there. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do. I don't know how I'm going to edit all this together, but I hope it's enjoyable in some way. But yeah, so have a good time. I've been the bear. I'm going to go hibernate, eat fish, do bear things, listen to some 1OK rock, have a phenomenal time, and see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.